What do you think led to that? Them having such a big edge there late in the game.
Yeah, just being shifted, trying to help. Anytime you're shifted, they do a great job of cutting behind you, and they were able to get, some of those extra possessions on that.
Joe, it felt like both teams were targeting, specific things that they wanted a lot throughout the game. Like it felt like very intentional plays for both teams. Kenny Atkinson was throwing out different lineups that he thought would, adjust. Like it felt like a playoff atmosphere in terms of the adjustments. What do you enjoy about those types of games against these other top teams in the East, where both coaches seem to be like really honing in?
Yeah, I mean, you just got to put your team in best position to win and make those adjustments there. And so, but in a game when you lose like that, everybody has to be better. Coaches have to be better. Players have to be better. So you got to make better adjustments. You got to, put guys in position. So constantly going back and forth. And you try to put your team in position to win.
And then Sam Hauser, he was guarding Garland a lot earlier in this game, and later in that fourth quarter, it looked like they went at him a lot. What do you see from that? How confident are you in him as a defender? Like, is that experience valuable? Like, what do you think he should take from an experience like this, where they go at him like that?
He's been a great defender in the league for the last 2-3 years and earned a reputation of that. And so the confidence comes from having him in the game, being able to defend.
Once Jason Tatum was out there, switched to a 2-3 zone defense-ish. Were you expecting that?
Yes, yeah, they did some of that in the first half, and they've played that in game 1 at home and then game 3 at Cleveland.
You were expecting that, and is there like a game plan adapted for a zone defense, or you just keep going with your usual offensive flow?
A little bit of both. It depends on if you're playing off a make or a miss, but a little bit of both.
Joe, you had big scoring numbers, 38 and 36 in the first 2 quarters, and then it dropped to 24 and 18. What did you see that led to the drop-off in offense, besides just missing some shots?
Yeah, we missed some shots. Obviously, the game slowed down a little bit. We didn't get out in transition as much in the second half. They did a better job of not over-helping, and giving us some 2-on-1s. And then I thought we missed some 2-on-1 reads for kickouts there. So, just a little bit of adjusting by them, and I think just us missing some shots at that end.
And you seem to go with a much shorter rotation than usual. Obviously, 2 guys are out, so you're a little bit more limited. But what made you like Torrey didn't play? Like what went into some of that decision making?
We had 2 guys out, and I thought the lineups, they present different challenges on both ends of the floor. And we constantly try to have lineups that kind of challenge what they do well at all times.
Joe, is it a game that you study to, obviously this could be a playoff team that you would face again, or do you have to put it aside a little bit because of who you were missing tonight in your lineup and missed down 2 starters?
No, there's definitely stuff you can take from that. I think every game we've played, someone has been out on either team. KP was out in game 1. In game 2, JB and Derek were out. In game 3, we may have had everybody, but they were missing Wade and someone, and then tonight I have theirs. So every game gives you a little bit of what they're able to do, and you can take stuff from each game.
So how do you get more out of the guys besides Jason and Jalen? They were a big majority of your offense tonight. How do you kind of spread the wealth so maybe, you're a little maybe less predictable offensively?
I think it's just about making the right play regardless of what that is. I thought both of those guys' shot selection were tremendous at times, and I don't think it's about predictability. It's about just making the right play, whatever that may be. And so obviously not always perfect, but I thought for the most part we got the shots that we were looking to get on every possession and trying to exploit some of the stuff that they do.
And what do they do defensively to limit you from the three-point line?
They went to a little bit more switching, and they were obviously a little bit more intentional about their shifts and their activity.
Joe, obviously you guys jump out to that big lead early on. Everybody knows that they're going to come back to an extent. It's a great team on the other end. Is there a challenge in that being in that position? Like I'm sure the crowd's going crazy, but are you thinking like this is actually a pretty tough spot to be in because you know that the Cavs are going to respond? And how do you kind of mitigate the fact that that run is kind of inevitable and that it's going to probably be a close game, but not having the momentum?
You try to manage those runs with not having live ball turnovers, not giving up offensive rebounds, not getting to the free throw line, not giving up game plan things. And so in the first half, we gave up a couple offensive rebounds that they were able to score on, gave up some tendency points to some of their guys. But at the same time, they're going to make some form of a run, but you just have to continue to work the margins and, continue to play efficient on both ends of the floor.